I promised I would shout out to Josh. Now he's asleep, so I don't even know why I was shouting out to him, because he's in the UK and he's like, he was going to fangirl massively if I shouted out. So hi, Josh. Oh, hang on. And I'm playing back my own.
Oh, you're doing it this week, Lisa. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm doing it this week.
Usually me.
So, and Chris Mackay, who is, I don't even know how to turn my volume off. Technical.
You've got a YouTube page open, Lisa.
Yeah, I've got a YouTube page open so I can have a look at the comments.
Click the volume button in the corner.
I've clicked the volume button and it's fixed now. It's like, so yeah, so okay. Shout out, we've got Marcy, hopefully in E-Gold. Danny S, we've got Renalyn, Crypto Kitty Meow. I love that name. So
Hex Inks.
Cognitive, who was Cognitive Production was in my Discord. So I don't know if anyone's a he's or she's. So yeah, been around forever and watching me, and thank you for supporting me for so long. Gary.
Oh, and Lisa, we just got our one dislike again. Thank whoever that is. Thank you. We always wait for that one. Can the rest of you hit the like button, please?
So wave 222. So I've got a wave 222 times. AJ, we've got Excaro, Wolf, Stephen Burns, Chinese name that I can't say.
You're a good audience, you people. Actually, I've been watching some other shows in the last couple of days, and just some of the idiots that show up in these chat boxes just slinging shit. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep it nice and smart.
I have nice people only that follow me, and if they're not nice, they get retweeted, and it's hilarious.
We're all here to make money, people. Not financial advice, but the more.
I just like to throw up a few charts with a few lines, and that's kind of what I do. So that's
Yeah, Lisa. Before
we check it out. Look, be like Lisa. And if you don't want to be like Lisa in a t-shirt, you can be like Lisa in a coffee cup.
Very good. Now, I've just got to mention this before we get going. We've got BYBIT that are supporting us. So now, if you are a trader, please use the link below. I have thoroughly enjoyed my week of leverage trading on this platform, Lisa.
Now, if you are leverage trading on BYBIT, I have just put up the ultimate scalping chart on TradingView. So, and there's a video going up on my YouTube channel later tonight, just explaining the run through on how to scalp and how to trade. So this is perfect for BYBIT. So, it's made for leverage trading. So, I go through all the pattern, and I BTC was doing sort of 1 to 2%, up to 5%. So if you're in even a low leverage trade, like a 10 times leverage trade, you've got up to 50% profits.
Good God, you call that low leverage? Here's me thinking I'm taking higher risks here. I'm only in 3x at the moment, so I'm waiting to get you.
Well, probably if you're just starting out, 3x is good. But yeah, so low leverage to me is
mocking 10. Me in my 3.
yeah. So low leverage to me is 10 times.
Okay, well you're gonna have a look at BTC and ETH, and I can decide after the show whether I bump that leverage up.
So jump in, use the link below, guys, and for BYBIT, and use my 9 and 21 EMA to MA trading strategy on BYBIT, and you'll be a millionaire in no time.
Yep. Now, there's going to be plenty of content coming up as well to do a bit of a handhold on that platform for anyone new. I'm sure most of you watching this are familiar with it. So if you are a trader, help support the channel, and please use our link, Lisa and Sean, right below. Now, before we get into the charts, Lisa, obviously we had a big old correction this week. Now, there's different sort of commentary going around about what may have caused that. I've heard certain people say it was a screw up on a data feed from Glassnode. Maybe we can just sort of address this first and have a look what we think was, in fact, behind that.
Yeah, well, let's go, and I'll go to Crypto. Oh, host has disabled participant from screen sharing.
Oh man.
Oh,
God.
devastated.
Try now.
All right, so let's check out CryptoQuant, which is basically we see all the in and outflows on all the exchanges, on the miners, on everywhere. So if we go to the miners outflow, we can see like what was happening. And obviously having a look at this chart, we can see massive amounts of Bitcoin coming into exchanges. So, you know, up to 50K Bitcoin coming onto exchanges on this. So Antpool had a very similar, they had, you know, massive amounts as well. 45K came in. The BTC pooling, they didn't have that much, but when you accumulate so much sort of, you know, BTC coming onto exchanges, it's extreme. So F2 pool had the most. Like up here, we've got almost 60K worth of BTC coming onto exchanges. So, you know, when we've got it coming from all different directions, that does cause a drop. So we didn't have, you know, for that much BTC coming onto exchanges, we didn't have like the massive drop that everyone was wanting. We've held, as far as I'm concerned, key levels. 42K is like a very key level for me. And I'll explain that in the charts. But yeah, it's all looking really, really strong still. And yeah, I don't see an issue. So these, the sell-offs have ceased and we're not seeing those massive amounts of BTC. F2 pool are buying back apparently. So yeah, so I think it's all looking really good. Okay. So CryptoQuant, I'll get Sean, you can sign up for free on there. They do have paid versions, but you can get a free version and it, you know, gives you all the ins and outs and moves of, you know, flow indicators, exchange flows, where it's all going. So between sort of, you know, Bitfinex and Horby and, you know, you see all of that on the whale calls. So, but CryptoQuant gives you all of that data in one place, which is awesome.
Very good. So I entered my my leverage trade on BYBIT at 45K, Lisa. Should I be shaking in my boots?
45K. Was that today?
No.
Okay. You possibly will be okay, I think.
Possibly. Possibly. I tune into the show to find out. I don't need possible.
No, I think we're good for the moment.
Okay.
So this is my short and long strategy. We're on a 15-minute chart. So this is explained in the video that I'm going to put up today on my YouTube channel and also on TradingView. So, and there's a, you know, if you're on Twitter as well, you can follow that. And I've been updating to explain how that all works. So have a look at the thread on Twitter as to how the breakdown works with how this strategy works, because this is perfect for BYBIT. So basically we had a long, so I've got an alert, as we heard a couple of weeks ago on one of the shows. So that's, I think that was 3 weeks ago. Was that right, Sean?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's time stamped on that one as well. So you can see how that works live. So basically this morning I got an alert about 7 a.m. or so this morning. And it was at 43,800. So jumped on the exchange, opened a leverage trade on this. And we hit the 100 MA, which is what I target on the 15-minute. Then we've come up, we've retested the 100 MA, so I know that I don't have to sell at that point. And we've gone up to the 200 MA. We've come down from the 200 MA, retested the 100. And at that point, that's when I flip charts and I go to an hourly chart. So, and then I can get levels on the hourly chart. So we can see that we're coming up to this next 100 MA on the hourly chart. So we're targeting 47,000 on that one. Then we should get a correction back down to this 100 MA original retest on my trading views going crazy. My so original MA retest down here, and that then forms an inverted head and shoulders, which is a pattern that I like to see for Bitcoin. And with that inverted head and shoulders, we should then go to this upper target, which is a 200 MA here, which is 50K. So this also works in with Elliott Wave, but it's another way of working through the Bitcoin chart without understanding. You don't need to understand Elliott Wave to know this. You just need to know how these indicators work. So on this hourly chart, we can see that the 9 and the 21 EMA have fanned out. They've crossed over and fanned out. They don't look like they're turning down at the moment. So as long as this wave holds above here, we could possibly come down and touch this EMA again before heading up higher. So how I believe this will run, so I'll put some waves. So we should come down, touch this wave here. That's a horrible brown color. It's obviously I was drawing bears or something. So we'll come up here sort of a bit sort of squiggly up to, and I'm going to change that to green.
Please.
It's ugly. I don't know. I think I was drawing caterpillar feet the other day. So if anyone saw my very hungry caterpillar chart. So
I used to follow a trader called the Magic Poop Cannon.
He's still there. JD is still around.
Oh, really? Okay.
So he's still around. I actually spoke to him not so long ago.
He made me lots of money on Stellar in 2017.
Yeah, he's a really good trader. So he's had a couple of dodgy calls on TradingView over when he was calling.
Yeah, sorry, Tony. Watch this show, people.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see here that's how I believe it should go. We could, if we're going to complete this sort of range, we could come up, retest this range, come down to this range, as I was saying before, and then sort of, you know, squiggle up. That gives us our inverted head and shoulders. So that's possible as well. Depends on what the strategy is for the whales at this point, whether we've got a short squeeze happening, which is likely because we do have a lot of shorters and a lot of people believing that we're going down. I've heard as low as 18,000 on Twitter. So all the Twitter experts are out. So I've heard 28,000, 22,000, 20, I think it was 27,000, 18,000, and there's a lot of 32,000s calling out there. So I don't think we're going down that low. I think we'll kind of hold around the 42-ish mark. So if I go and we have a look, let's have a look at this chart. All my charts, this is my hungry caterpillar chart that didn't exactly go how it was meant to go. Hang on. So he's still crawling along there. And I need to draw some more circles and move his head across. If we have a look at the 2-hour chart on this one.
This is the busiest chart I think I've ever seen, Lisa.
Yeah, this one's a very, very busy chart, but we can see the general idea is we've got a lot of consolidation within this region. So that to me says that, you know, we are, this is a strong sort of consolidation zone. The MACD has flipped up and it's looking really good. We're still in this very, very neutral zone on BTC. So, you know, these regions should hold. We go up to the higher time frames with my very messy charts. As I draw lines, hang on. I'm technically challenged today. So, and my computer's being really slow and having hissy fits because it's not liking me right now because I've got too many things open. Hang on. I'm going to go back to this chart and I'm going to take a whole heap of stuff off it and then go up to a higher time frame. Not going to let me do anything today. Let's just go to the BLZ. It's going to be easier.
Okay.
So this is the BLZ, which is basically from the beginning of time. So if we go back down to a daily chart on this, we can see that this here is a key level. So we've got the peak of this wave coming down, we're retouching, and it's holding. So, and I do expect it can cross by a wick. I don't mind. It's a leveraged market, so it can cross by a wick. So, you know, kind of 42-ish range is where, you know, I see this sort of crossing over. If we do continue down, I think we're going to go up for a little bit. We're going to, if we go to the 3-day chart here, we can see that we've got some strong wicks and we're starting to curl. So when we start to get this curl, we start to get a lull in the volume. That is basically the momentum changing. So that beep is TradingView, and I can't turn it off because I'm on TradingView. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, so when we see that curl, we see the momentum changing. So we could, like we've seen in this sort of movement here, we did get one more wick down. So we could get one more wick down and then continue up. The lowest I do see is 42, sort of maybe 42,400. But we should continue up first before we go down. So 50K here needs to be retested. We might reject at that point. And, you know, it's that sort of that psychological sort of range again, like we saw at 30K where everyone was sitting there shorting and waiting. I would not be shorting at that range again because we could very well just continue pushing through. So I think those psychological ranges have really changed over the last sort of, you know, year almost since we hit the low. I think we hit the low on the 13th of March last year, 2020. So where we had those, BitMEX had a trading engine failure, and we went from 8,000 down to just under 4,000. No, it was 10,000, just under 4,000, then straight back up to about 8,000 or 9,000. So, you know, it was massively sort of manipulation of the market there just due to that trading engine failure. And that was our bottom. So almost a year ago. So from that low, I think it was 3,887, right to where we are today, where, you know, 50 grand, almost 50 grand. So, and, you know, we hit almost 60 grand from that in a year. So when you think about, and most people are in a low level margin trade. Oh my God. People. That's the same person just clicking all the charts.
Okay.
They're obviously watching the show and going, I can annoy her.
Yes. Thanks for that. On that note, all the good people out there, please hit the like button. Let other people know we're here. We do appreciate that.
We do. We do. So we can see that the total crypto market cap is moving very similar to what BTC is right now, and we've gone green. So this last candle has come right down. It was looking pretty nasty yesterday. Today it looks really good. Like I thought, the whales probably wanted to see a bearish close to entice the shorters. That's happened. The shorts increased on all exchanges massively on that close. And I think, you know, that's going to push it up. So contrarian view here says that the market continues higher. And that's kind of how it has been working over the last year. So to me, you know, the shorts are always bear tears and rocket fuel, and they push the market higher. And we saw that with GameStop. Like massively, and you know that has continued to happen, and it's how Bitcoin moves, and it's, you know, it's a known thing. So there's a couple of big players that are saying that, you know, Bitcoin's just going to crumble, and you know it's heavily leveraged. I tend to disagree. While there's a lot of leverage trades on Bitcoin, a lot of the actual coins are owned by exchanges and also by, you know, big players like Tesla, and, you know, there's all these big funds.
Yeah, Grayscale also, Lisa, who it's important to note with their particular setup, they can't actually sell their holdings, so that those coins are locked in. And they've gone from 2 billion to 20 billion in a year.
Yeah, so if you have a look at how the funds actually run and what their goal is with Bitcoin, especially with Tesla and companies like that, and what they're aiming to do. So that hold of Bitcoin is so that Tesla can, accept Bitcoin for car payments and that sort of thing, and continue to grow it. But yeah, so Grayscale and, your big funds like that, if you read the fine print and all of those Bitcoins are locked for 3 years.
Yep.
So
I'll put a link below as well. Grayscale have just put out their annual report. It's a really good reading on last.
Yeah, it's a really good read. So it's, it's got so much information as to how they control and how they accumulate their cryptocurrency and where it's going from here. So, and without being able to sell any of it, I think the market's looking really strong. Yep. So this is a 3-day chart on the total crypto market cap. So if we bring it back to the 1-day chart, we've had that capitulation in this range, which is what I always look for. And after we have capitulation, we normally have a market reversal. So which we should retest those levels up. We probably won't break the high here on this next wave up. So we'll just come up, probably maybe about 3/4 of the way, retest this down here again and then continue. So I think it's going to be a little bit choppy over the next probably month. I've been getting told that by everyone on Twitter that March is always a horrible month. But if you have a look at it, it's not. It's not. Obviously last year we had the low, but it was for a period. That low was we were only under 10,000 for less than a week. So because of that movement, and it bounced so incredibly hard.
The amount of times I've heard that lately, and my attitude to that is, how much data are we actually talking about here with previous marches? And the reality is, when we've got Elon Musk, we've had Mark Cuban jump in now. He's become very active in his commentary on crypto. It's just a totally different landscape this March. So good luck to those people who are basically basing their moves on March being a bad month. I ain't doing that.
No, predominantly May there's always been a thing in crypto like sell in May and stay away. And, the last 2 Mays actually have been quite positive. So I just think you have to work with the market trends and what's sort of happening at the moment. And, we take it one step at a time. If we trade with these EMAs and we can see the market direction from one day to the next, it's a really good way of, moving through Bitcoin and being able to trade it as it's sort of coming in and out. And when there's like an uncertain direction, it's the best way to trade it. Yep. While I'm not going to say, I still believe we're going to 66K over the next month. And then we'll have another correction. But, one step at a time. I'm not going to call that right now. I'm going to say that 42 is going to hold, though. I do strongly believe that region will hold.
Agree.
So if we have a look at Ethereum as well. So we've got a pattern break on this chart, which it hasn't crossed down. It's actually held. It's bounced on there 3 times. So we've had that wave bottom that's come down. It's on a cross support, and everyone knows, they hear me talking about these cross supports on Twitter and everywhere. So this cross support comes from the top of the waves and from the bottom down here, and we've got this support range that has come up. Now this should hold. Now Ethereum, Sean's got a show that he did the other day on Ethereum and some of the issues that they're having. So I don't know if you want to
check that out, people. It's, obviously we're doing technical analysis here, but, we cover a lot of fundamental analysis on the other shows. In fact, the last video I've just posted, go get along and check that out. I think there's really valuable information there from very knowledgeable people, especially around Ethereum. Obviously, there's this EIP improvement, Ethereum Improvement Protocol proposal. The community is at loggerheads with the miners over this. This happened on Friday. We've got March 6th looming as another pretty important date in that discussion. The initial discussion didn't go well. You've basically got miners that do not want to have their transaction fees reduced. The community want that to happen to move Ethereum forward. So, you know, there is a bit of a battle there. Lisa, it almost sort of reminds me of the bull run in 2017 with Bitcoin. And
well, it's sort of like what was happening with Bitcoin and BCH at that point. And, you know, that's sort of that loggerhead that was coming. And, you know, it's kind of that same situation. So we might see, you know, another spin-off. We don't know. I don't know if they can they hard fork Ethereum?
Well, I mean, a contentious hard fork could be on the table here. My gut feeling is that probably won't happen. I'm sure some resolution will be found, but certainly for Ethereum, you know, at the moment, we've seen these massive moves up in Polygon or MATIC. As it was previously known, the layer 2 that's just taken off with these issues around Ethereum at the moment. I think these mining issues, EIP 1559 is possibly also a catalyst for that. We've also had Mark Cuban calling out Polygon as well, so that's helped. But sort of coming back to this, look, I don't see a contentious hard fork, but you know, for me, there is a little bit of uncertainty around Ethereum at the moment.
But we do need to have those gas fees like managed, because it's just insanely expensive to move Ethereum. It's insanely expensive to trade Ethereum. Like if you're on Uniswap or anything like that, you know, even if you're buying into some of those coins that are moving like massively, to just get into them, it's costing sometimes up to $50 to do those transactions for a small amount of Ethereum. So, you know, which is insanely crazy. So that does need to change, because it's stopping people from trading it, and it will eventually, you know, make the coin go stagnant. So,
Look, audiences, as Lisa mentioned, we've actually really gone quite in depth fundamentally on what is going down there with Ethereum at the moment. So make sure you check out those other videos on the channel. It's, you know, it's hugely important to the space how this all plays out, so we're keeping a super close eye on it.
But there's such coins like DOT that I've said the whole entire time, and eGold and stuff like that are Ethereum killers. So you know, Elrond, when it came onto the market and when I was buying that, you know, 10,000% ago, just to run that in, you know, that to me is essentially like an Ethereum killer. So there's so many projects that just are running circles around Ethereum right now, and with the fees, it's not a viable project until they get control of those fees, and the miners need to, you know, actually take some of that.
So some of the team will be screaming at that comment, Lisa. I mean, look, I think that, you know, the bulk of the development still certainly happens on Ethereum. You know, for me, I'm placing bets right across layer 2, specifically Polygon, MATIC. But yeah, I've taken positions in Cardano and Polygon now as well, which I didn't previously have.
Yeah, well, Cardano, I'll zoom to that chart.
But I don't see an Ethereum killer. I'm still very,
if they don't get those gas fees under control, there's going to be Ethereum killers.
It's a rocky road for Ethereum, short, medium term here. Without a doubt, there's challenges from these other projects, but that's what we want. We want a you know, a lively ecosystem with people trying different things.
Obviously over the weekend, ADA had a strong movement, and you know, it's corrected a little bit down to a cross support, which they always do. So guys, there's a video up on my channel if you want to watch cross supports. There's heaps of information on the 1,000 to million tumbler as well, which I'll cross over to later. But Cardano has Mary coming on, so which is like it's a main net. So because Cardano essentially was just a wallet until now.
I've never held it. I'd written this thing off, but yeah, it's certainly got some hype around it. I'm having a closer look at the tech. I have to put my hand up and say I've never taken this thing
so
seriously,
I think, you know, it's running smoothly. It's going really well. So apparently the testing's you know, running smooth. So I think this is going to fly. So I've made, I think since March last year, 7,500% on this one. This is one that I did take a gamble on, that I have been telling Sean the whole time. So
I'm going to admit, I laughed this one off, to be honest. But yeah, it's certainly got some
they
hype.
have a really strong development team on this. So I do look at with the ones that I hold for and trade on longer terms, I do look at the fundamentals and I do look at the teams, and that's why they are in, like, I have got larger positions in them. This is one of them, and you know, big fan of ADA and what they're going to achieve in the coming sort of 2 years, and I think this is only the beginning. So this is one that not financial advice, but one that I do hold. I think I've got a 5% position of my total portfolio in ADA, and you know, it's a strong coin, and yeah, lots of development about to happen.
We've also got AGI moving across to that network as well. I think the coin we looked at last week.
Yeah, AGI had a strong bounce. I'll get to that after, but they have had a strong bounce. So this is.
I bought some Binance coin too, Lisa.
Did you? That's good.
Another one that I've come from this Bitcoin maximalist position for 4 years. And then the guys are, as you know, have sort of convinced me to get into Uniswap and everything happening on Ethereum. So I know that now. But I still wrote off Binance coin and Cardano. And now look at me. I own these things. I might be 3 years too late, but
it is. Okay. So BNB, as I keep saying, we've got Pancake Swap, we've got Jules D, you know, both DEXs, and they are BNB. So, you know, Binance Chain is huge, and you know, to get into those DEXs, you're not buying Ethereum, you're buying BNB and trading with BNB pairs. So, you know, it has hit resistance at the moment. It probably will come down, retest this support region, and then continue up. So I don't see this dropping much further than what it already has, unless Bitcoin does something drastic, which I don't see that happening right at this point. So, but if it does, always have your stop losses in place, guys. So these targets are still looking really good. So this chart is on Twitter as well. So have a look through, search BNB, Lisa and Edwards on Twitter, and you'll find this chart. My very, very slow computer today. It's not going to even open it.
Good, it'll save me about 3 hours time.
So this is NPXS, which they have said they're going to do basically what Elrond and what Cocos and a few other coins have done, where they do a redenomination. So it's a token burn, and it lessens the tokens that are in circulation. So that caused a massive big run when that was announced. We've come down, we've corrected to cross supports, and we should continue. Normally we go into a B wave at this point. So a B wave is about 50% of this next wave. So if we're looking at that, so we're still in this corrective phase for the time being. So it's not going to draw. Oh, so annoying. Can I have good internet? You think that they hit a cable the other day near me?
You should move to New Zealand, Lisa.
I think so.
We've got our shit sorted here.
Oh, we had our shit sorted here until somebody hit a cable down the road, like chopped a cable and then cut everything out. So it's like, oh my goodness. Let me draw some lines. Technically challenged. Sitting here. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Lines are coming.
While Lisa's doing that, people, just giving you a heads up, we did a show last week. We gave away a few $100 worth of Modify tokens on our live show. We're going to be doing that every week. I think Mantra Down. We've also got Axie Infinity coming up this week for these giveaways and talks with the founders. So I've put a link at the top of the chat to our Discord. So all you need to do just to be in the mix for that is just put a comment in the Discord. Double your chances by showing up for the live shows as well. So we've got 2 of those this week. So hundreds of dollars in free tokens only on the HardForking channel. Get along.
Marcy's telling you not to buy ADA, Sean, because don't buy it because it will drop. So yeah.
Oh,
so
look,
anyway,
don't peg me as the guy that hexes projects, by the way. I've had my best trading week in years this last week.
So
and I've told everyone what I was buying. So right back at you, Marcy.
We just had a question. So Lisa's low on Ethereum was $12.99. So yeah, that's my low. That's my pattern break on Ethereum.
Okay.
That's just a question there. So okay, so this is what I think is going to happen with Pundi NPXS. We're going to come up. We're going to complete this B wave. We'll get a truncated C wave, and then we should continue on. So we've got a little bit more correction to go in this range. OMG has had one of the strongest. OMG always looks really horrible. But it actually moves perfectly to pattern always. So we've had this correction. It's held in this range, and we should continue up from here. So this sort of buy zones around the sort of $3.90 to $4 mark. And then I've got an upper target here of $12. So that's 300% over the next period that we've got on OMG.
OMG, not for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why, Lisa. I'll tell you why, and it's nothing to do with the chart. But I mean, yeah, it's a layer 2 technology for me. I'm punting on Polygon. I just like what I've seen from that community. OMG, I literally, it's been the only project where I've reached out to them a number of times to have a chat and just never heard back. Nothing, no reply, no email.
Like you.
So screw you, OMG. I ain't hyping you.
I actually like OMG as a project, so I think it's a good project, and I think it's
fair enough.
The layer
Why there's
2
two of us doing this, differences of opinion. That's what everyone needs.
Yeah,
not touching it myself.
So this is our. We have lots of BSV viewers, and obviously, you know, due to who my brother is, it's a stable coin.
What a week your brother's had.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really had a look, but anyway, I try to avoid that information.
Probably a good idea right now.
Yeah. So, and trying to not comment on any of it.
No, sorry. Sorry to
comment on the chart. So the chart is holding key levels. It doesn't ever break them. It's held this diagonal support forever. It goes up a little bit. It comes down. It goes back to that support. It's kind of like ample. It's like it just recalibrates. So it's kind of something that you just hold occasionally.
I haven't actually. I've made a ton of BSV content in the past. I will reach out to some of the key people there and do a bit of a fundamental update in the coming weeks as well. So
yeah, so BSV.
But their chart just constantly frustrates me, Lisa.
It is. It kind of looks like the ample chart. So, you know, it moves almost the same as the ample chart. Considering that one recalibrates, maybe BSV recalibrates, I don't know, but you don't get extra coins. So it's like, or you don't lose coins with more you do if you're trading it. But like, yeah. So Mantra Deo, which is Sean's got the review and the chat coming up in the next couple of weeks. So
next couple of days. Yeah, it was a shame you couldn't join us for that one. I know you were keen, but
I was keen. I was running around. I had meetings and children, my daughter.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to cover this project on our 1 BTC and 32 Ethereum show on the weekly. So, and we've actually got a giveaway of these tokens coming up as well, people.
Amazing.
Yeah, so, I do like this crowd.
This looks like it's just about to break out again. We're holding within this tight pattern here, and the MACD is trying to curl up, and I think it's just about to cross. And I think this is going to sort of break out, come back down to this cross support here, which is about 25 cents-ish. And then continue on. So, you know, it's got that nice alt curl that I always look for. You can see that it would have held the parabola in this region. So I think, you know, this has got a strong future, and, you know, strong percentages trading wise. Litecoin. So it's come down, it's currently holding the 100 MA. This is a 12-hour chart. So if we go down lower time frames, we are actually under the MAs at this point, which means it will probably rise to touch these and just to, you know, prove that it's got the strength there. So on the lower time frames, we've crossed over on the EMAs. And we are, you know, within that range on the MAs as well. So only a matter of time until we break above that. This is a 200. The dark pink is the 200 MA. The light pink is the 100 MA. And, you know, I think in the next little while, probably over the next week, we'll see Litecoin breaking above those MAs. So one to watch. We can see on the 30-minute chart, it's touching the 100 MA. So it should, in the next probably 12 hours, be within that range on the between the 100 and the 200 MA on that'll be the 30-minute, and then we'll move up to the 1 hour chart. So it's moving quite strongly. The MACD is looking really good, and the RSI is looking fairly neutral right now. So BCH, which I've had a few questions about on, obviously this had another split in the last probably couple of months. I think it was about a month ago they had that split to, it's now BCHA, I think. I don't know. It's like I saw it on one of the exchanges and I'm like, I'm not even going to look at that. So this is a 4-hour chart. RSI is really low. Volume is starting to ease, which means we should start getting some volume coming in. We've held this diagonal support, so I think these upper targets are looking really good. So possible one more wave down and then continuation up. We've got about 100% move on BCH over the next little bit. XRP, so this chart's been up on Twitter. We are just still in this corrective mode at the moment, so it's still in pattern and looking really, really strong. So I think XRP is going to fill out this triangle. We'll get strong consolidation in this region, and once we break above that triangle, it is, you know, going to like be really, really huge and explosive. So, you know, kind of sort of what we saw in 2017 with a lot of these coins as BTC sort of, you know, got to the point where everyone was like, I can't own a coin anymore. It's too expensive just to own one coin. I'm going to own 7,000 XRPs or 500 BCHs or whatever. So that's kind of the mentality in the market for a lot of people.
The wrong mentality, people, but it is.
But it is.
It is how people think.
So this is e-gold. We are just kind of above. We've come out of this above this resistance a couple of times. We're there at the moment. I kind of think we might come back one more time to this diagonal resistance here. Probably around this range, which is about $1.07, $1.10. You might be lucky to get some e-gold again one more time at that range. And then it should continue up. So I think, you know, that's sort of with BTC sort of like going sideways and sort of just trending to 50K and sort of sideways for a little bit. This is BZX protocol,
This was your
BZRX.
coin of the week.
It was my coin of the week.
I doubled my money on this one.
Yeah, so we did 180% in the last run. We've got this diagonal support that we are holding right now. So if I draw that better, it's a bit tight. There we go. So that's actually come down perfectly and hit this range. So we should sort of crawl across this sideways before we consolidate for a little bit at the moment. So sort of 3.4 to about 3.7 is a good buy range on this one, I believe. And you know, we're going to have some strong movements in this one. It's got a really good team on it as well. So we've got an almost 200% move on this one over the next little bit with the next run up. So hard, I could do lots of jokes on this one. It's I like to put this one up when there's 1 inch involved. Sometimes it gets resistance, but Sean's just got his, you can't see him, but he's
This is why I turned my camera off, because I know this is coming from you.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head.
This one you've got to really go in, you've got to go in hard on this one. So
well, my channel's called HardForking, Lisa, so I'm not
there. So that way we don't have any resistance. So I think, you know, we're on this diagonal support. We might come down one last time and retest it. So about $1.23 is the low here. And, you know, and it's around sort of, what are we? We're $1.33 at the moment. $1? Yeah. I'm like, hang on a sec, gotta just double check that. So it's looking really strong for a move up. So if we put, you know, this is in line with BTC behaving and doing what I think it should. So, you know, have a stop loss, guys. So it's got about a 200% move on hard. So, you know, I'm going to go in hard on hard and see if I can get my 200%. So I was going to pair it with 1 inch, but the 1 inch chart wasn't looking so good. So I'm looking for green dildos on hard.
So you're liking 1 inch and hard this week?
Yeah, just because they're funny. Stupid crypto.
Not investment advice, people.
Not investment advice, because it's just got a stupid crypto name.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is OneCoin. So I always love this coin because it makes me giggle because of what happened with the founders. But anyway, we won't go there. There's a documentary if you want to have a look.
Sorry, this is OneCoin.
Yeah.
The Bulgarian scam coin.
Well, they're actually a Bulgarian scam coin. They've got a good team on it now. So it's actually...
We're doing a chart on it.
We are, because they have a good team and they've got some developments happening, Sean.
Right. Okay, and they've got a movie coming out.
Yes, starring Kate Winslet. So I wonder if they have the dungeon scenes with her in it.
Good God. Okay, so what? Sorry, OneCoin is now called Harmony Coin.
It's called Harmony One.
Harmony One. Okay.
As Sean controls himself here. We could fill out this triangle here and come back down to this support range, which is about 2.21, what is that, 21 cents. So, and then, you know, fill that out, come down, sort of bounce out. So if I was to draw some waves, if we can't break out here, we're going to come down, come up, hit that cross support, and then continue off. So, yeah, so this is Harmony One USDT, and 4 hour chart here. And, you know, it's all looking fairly neutral. I think, you know, over the next little bit, it's going to start moving, especially when that movie does start filming with Kate Winslet. So, you know, that does, regardless of whether you think, you know, previously it was a scam coin, they've got a new team, and, you know, that does give it hype. So, yeah, that's why I've got OneCoin happening.
My God. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I'm buying Harmony, but I definitely bought some AAVE on the dip this week.
Yeah, so this is one that I did stock up on the dip, and it's looking really good for a big move. So this is a daily chart, and the RSI has bottomed and bounced. We could come back down and just retest this support, this diagonal support, one more time. But the MACD is starting to curl up, something that I look for when I'm adding to my trades. And so I have 5% in this one at the moment. So I've sort of
likewise. I think it's potentially a category winner. It's something.
Yeah. So I've actually lowered. I normally have 25% Ethereum, and I've dropped that down to 10% at the moment, just with the issues. And I've increased some of these other ones. So MATIC, I've gone 5%. AAVE, I've gone 5%. ADA, I'm in 5%. So
I have done almost exactly the same as you, Lisa.
Yeah. Learning.
Be like Lisa.
Be like Lisa. That's it.
Do I get a t-shirt?
Yeah, I'll send you a t-shirt. You can wear it next week.
I'm all about MATIC. POLYGON, as it's called.
Yeah, POLYGON, really good. I'm getting to that. This is Kai.
I also like this project very much.
I love this project, and it's got so much happening, and with government, the Vietnam government backing it, and as advisors on this project, it's going to be huge, especially in those Asian regions. So, as we know, those regions do dominate a lot of cryptocurrency. So I think that's going to continue on. So this one I had on Twitter probably a couple of days ago, and yeah, it's going to continue up.
Yeah,
higher.
I'll put a link below as well to the interview that Lisa and I did with the one of the co-founders of this models. Project. Check it out.
THETA. Now I have heard rumors that there's some THETA news coming, so I don't know what that is. But the pattern is good. It's attempting a breakout. So I think on this wave, it'll probably have a minor pullback here and then break out. But THETA is one that I've got 5% in as well, having downgraded from my Ethereum. I think they've got some big things happening, THETA TV and other stuff, and and whispers of a big announcement coming. So I have stocked up on THETA. ADA we looked at. So this is Node. I had this on a couple of weeks ago on HardForking. We made 300%. It's come down. It's finished correcting. We've almost finished this consolidation range on Node, and we've got another 250% potential. This is my trade of the week. This is on Huobi. Or Huobi, or however you want to say it. There's all different ways of people saying that, but this is the trade of the week. 250% profit potential on this one, and Node USDT and whole Node is the project, and it is currently on this diagonal support at 425. So worth getting into, especially because it's my trade of the week and it's finished consolidating.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, yeah.
Just before the next chart, people, we will get to your questions shortly, but yeah, type them in for us.
Oh, Danny said, I hope I have a chart for lit. No, it failed pattern. It broke down below like the support. So I've canned lit for this week, but I can ask me on Twitter and I'll send you a chart. Dot. So Dot is in back in the channel, and we are bouncing in the channel. We came down. We could still come down one more time and retouch this 200 MA. This is a 3-hour chart. Got about sort of 29, 30-ish bottom here. We could have bottomed. So, Dot is one that I think has got always, so much stuff building on it, so much stuff happening with it. One of my favorites, have been talking about this since its inception, and absolutely, you must have this in your portfolio.
I bought it at 420 and sold it way too early, Lisa. So I'm looking for a re-entry point here. So you think 29 is...
Yeah, sort of around the $29, $30 mark, you might get an entry if it comes back down. So
kind of the missing one from my my portfolio right now.
Yeah. So Kusama, which is basically Wild Dot, they're basically almost identical chains. If it ever opens, it's going to take its time. Internet. It's like I'm back in 1980, just pressing the dial up.
Speaking of which, I actually was involved quite heavily in the build out of the internet in Europe. This market right now, it just feels so similar to me. It feels like 1998, with all these different tech companies trying different things, the dots, the polygons, etc. So just please also take the time, check out our long form interviews with these founders. For me, this is all about placing bets on the best tech.
No, nothing wants to open now. It's like, sorry guys, end the show. Here we go. All right. So Kusama bounced the other day on a cross support. We're still holding that diagonal support. We might have one more touchdown to that support, which is around the sort of $200 mark, which is a bargain on KSM at the moment, considering we went over, we hit 300 and then corrected. So I think we'll probably continue sideways for a little bit here. And before we take off, we just need a consolidation range within this and to let the indicators settle, which is kind of happening at the moment. So, around the $200 mark is a good buy on Kusama. Long term, it's looking amazing. Link has broken down out of the channel and we're in another downtrend channel, which or a wedge, falling wedge that Link absolutely loves. So this is, we're trying to break out of this at the moment. I'd like to see a touch up to the 200 MA. This is a 4-hour chart, and then a retest down lower before we head higher. So 63 is my long-term target. $40 is the next target here. But if we zoom out, 63 is on the target up here. So Link, I think you will get around possibly the $22 to $24 mark is a good buy on Link, considering it's probably going to go to about 63, which is about 200% in this.
All right,
range.
if it goes there, Lisa, I'm going to buy some at long last.
So I think, over the next little period, we're going to see a lot of these alts sort of go 100 to 200%. So I think, this is a time. So, to just be, if you are sort of a swing trader or trading these larger patterns, now's the time to be laddering into these buys and to be stocking up, because over the next sort of 3 months, we're going to see these bigger moves. Kind of what we saw from sort of, happening from August right through to now. So, and similar sort of things happening with these consolidation ranges that we're seeing in a lot of the coins and tokens.
Yep.
So fun is like the bane of my existence. I think it's hit my stop loss like 27 times. No, it hasn't. It's hit my stop loss 3 times. Every time. So but I did actually like make a small,
you're hanging in there.
It's hanging in there. So I had my stop underneath this channel this time, so I was actually in profit for a change on fund. So it's hit 2 stop losses at 3% loss. I did make 200% in it, so it's not really a loss, it's a technical loss. So I can't complain. I made 52% on that move. So well, I'm saying it hit my stop loss. It hit my stop loss at 52% profit. So it's pretty hard. But anyway, so I have rebought in this range and we have got a strong wick. This is a 12-hour chart. I do expect this to now be at the end. We have a full Elliott wave count, a WXYXZ on this. So it doesn't have any more letters to go. It has to start moving. So, and if it doesn't, then the pattern completely fails. So RSI has leveled out and starting to turn up. And again, the MACD is starting to turn up. So on both charts. So it's looking really good. RLC is one that I've had on Twitter over the last little while. This is the, I think, Bitfinex chart. Oh no, we've got a Binance chart. So it's come down. It did make 40% in this move. It's come back down. It's retested these levels. I will bring this down. So we've got $1.25-ish on this chart as a buy zone, which is, that's a massive star. So it's looking good. So we should continue to these upper ranges. It still has this 450% potential in this range. It's one of the only coins that really, really, really hasn't taken off. So if we go to the day chart, we've got this massive curl happening with this chart, which is strong accumulation. The RSI has dropped right down. So it has so much room to move. And, you know, there's most coins have had that full movement. RLC, XVG, I think, are yet to have that movement. So it's one that, you know, I think is going to, it's got a whole heap of news coming. So, and they've had a delay. So that's the reason it hasn't sort of taken off. Pearl, it's come back into this channel. It's holding really strong. I think we're going to get another explosion here with this one. It's been a really strong mover. So we've got a 300% move coming up. So anywhere down to this support zone, it's about the 4.5 cent range. Heading up to the 18-cent range. So over the next little bit, I think this is a really strong mover over the next sort of 2 to 3 months. So now is the time to be, as I keep saying, accumulating, because these are all sort of, this has got strong alt curve. It is holding strong accumulation. Our, like I like to see, the volume is starting to ease off, which means it'll start to curl up again soon. So this is ALGO. Again, it had a nice bounce off the cross support. It is holding diagonal support. It might get one more touch down to just under a cent, and then continue up. MATIC, this one has had epic movements. We've had this on the show over the last little bit. So we've had 555% move if you just decided you were just holding, 110% on this bounce here. And then in this range here, we're still going. So I think this is going to just continue on.
I've actually put this project in my category. I'm not trading this. I bought this and I forgot about it. It's the same way obviously I'm leverage trading Bitcoin.
I think, you know, everyone needs to have a couple of moon bags, the ones that you sort of just hold. I've got a couple of them, like this is one of them now. So I've got MATIC, I've got ADA, I've got eGold, I've got Travala. So, you know, they're my, and DOT obviously. They're my moon bags that I trade on the major waves. So all these little choppy waves, I don't worry so much about in these ones. I just let them run because I think long term, I do have a stop loss on them, obviously, but long term, these are, you know, going to have just these massive, massive movements.
And I mean, this one here just plays such an important role in the sort of interim success of and possibly long-term success of Ethereum. I liked how it's behaved as well when we've seen these massive pullbacks recently. This thing didn't. We've also had
hasn't broken any pattern. So, and it's, you know, all of it looks really good. There's heaps of volume still coming in. Top project, you know, with the name change. So it's now Polygon. The ticker is still MATIC. They haven't changed that. I don't know if they're going to change that at all. But the RSI in this move, it's sort of, you know, caterpillaring along, which is an accumulation pattern.
Yep.
And RSI is just sort of neutral at the moment. So this is looking really, really strong. So
also, just quickly on this one, people, we've been covering this for a number of weeks now on our 1BTC and 32 Ethereum show. There's some really solid descriptions of exactly what this project is, what it does, and why we really like it from a fundamental point of view as well. So links below to that.
So Barb's got what was that, 40,000 Harmony ones, and both MATIC and Harmony One are going to be moving. So always, I get lots of questions about what somebody should do with their coin. Should I buy? Should I sell? So it's always your decision whether you decide to, you know, trade a coin for something else, because it's your money. Like, we just give our opinion on the show as to, you know, what we think are strong movers and what we are holding. So
Yep.
yeah, so as to whether you should trade it for MATIC, I have both now. I have more MATIC, and I you know, Sean has MATIC as well. So yeah,
I moved a significant position from Ethereum into MATIC. I mean, I almost consider it the same play in a weird way. You know, I'm massively long-term bullish on Ethereum. But yeah, I mean, MATIC is solving a problem right now, and I think a lot of people are realizing that. I just know from the you know, the actual users of these projects, not just people speculating on price, that there's a lot of action happening there. So have a close look at that one, people. Not financial advice, but
so
this is
this is Komodo. This is another one of the projects that I'm following closely. So this is an Atomic DEX, and they just had a beta launch over the weekend, and it's really, really stable and really going well. So this chart is in strong accumulation. We've made 270% on it. I've added some new targets here from this range. This chart is on Twitter as well. So from here, we've got about 150% move. I think this is going to continue growing as they add improvements. On my link in the Twitter, I've got a thread from Komodo that tells you how to get into their Discord, how to find out all the information. Really amazing project. So yeah, get on board, have a look. ICX. So this one, they have staking on Binance. I've got a video on Twitter about that if you want to know more. So it's had quite a major correction, but at the moment it is attempting a breakout. We might come down. There's a cross support in this region about 1.4. It may or may not come here. It may have a tighter sort of drop. So normally when they break out, they retest the diagonal. So any sort of, it's at 152 at the moment. So maybe 140 to 144, you might be lucky. So it's starting to look really good. So yep. This is Travala, which they had quite a big drop over the weekend. So they had, which I was not a fan of. They have slashed their pricing on their staking from 24% APY to 12%, which caused a sell-off. If you look at the overall structure of everything, it's not a big issue. You know, still lots of stuff building on there. So, you know, it's had a bit of a spike today with people realizing it's not as big an issue as what they thought it was. But yeah, so that's what that sell-off was caused on AAVE, just with the news of that staking being halved. But yeah,
there's not many projects out there paying 24% APY that I
no, and it's kind of come in line with everything else. So you know, it's like, while there was that sell-off, I think
12% is still pretty good, Lisa.
12% is awesome. So yeah. So this is the 4-hour chart. The MACD is curving up. I think this is going to just fly again. It's been a massively good performer. It's come down. It hit on this major sell-off. It did come down. It's hit the cross support, and it will continue on.
Yeah, big fan of that project. I will be using it as soon as I can travel.
Yeah, I think we all will be. This is RSR. This chart is on Twitter. It's come down to the diagonal cross support. At the moment, it is fighting with these MAs on the 4-hour chart. I think we're going to see a dip here. I think BTC will probably have a smallish dip soon. So continue a little bit down here and then up. So, so if we're looking at with a minor dip, we've got about an 80% rise on this chart at the moment. So you will be lucky to get it at around 5 cents. So anywhere from now to, from where it is at the moment to about 5 cents is good buy in my opinion. We'll probably get to around the dollar mark. So that puts us to a, 100% move at that range or just above. So this is Tezos. So Tezos has just been, a couple of the major funds have just said that they're diversifying their BTC into a couple of coins. Tezos was named on a couple of them. I did get sent the link and I can't remember who it was.
I think Grayscale are looking at including it.
Yeah, so it has moved really strongly. It has not broken pattern. So Tezos, if Grayscale do pick this up, this is massive. So I think, you're getting in on the ground floor on Tezos at the moment. So we've got about $3.30. I've got a $10 upper target on that one. So that's about 300% or just under. Yeah, so moving really, really strongly. Has moved perfectly to pattern. It's one of the coins that has just traded so perfectly. Yeah. AGI, which was our coin of the week. So we broke down, I had the chart on Twitter that it broke down. So we made on this first move and with a raised stop loss on the other side. So we made about 25% with that drop. It then hit cross support, which was on Twitter. And from that, we made about 75% profit. So this should continue as long as BTC doesn't have any major jumps. Like this is going to, we can see when BTC has sort of risen up a little bit, it tends to correct. It's a BTC pair. They are adding USD pairs from what I've heard. But at the moment, it is a BTC pair. So trade with caution while BTC moves. And yeah, but if BTC is fairly stable and moving, it will continue up. So 75% so far.
Are you still in this trade, Lisa?
I am.
You are, okay.
Yeah, so I re-entered down here.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've got another about 80% to move on this trade, but 75% profit. I can't even spell. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a project I've followed for a good number of years now. Actually, I met the team behind this when it launched at a conference in Singapore a number of years ago. I do like it. I think they're moving over to ADA in the near future as well, aren't they?
They are. So there's a couple of projects that are moving chains at the moment. So this is one, and one that I really like the long-term view of. So and especially if they're moving to ADA at the moment and they're going to add USD pairs, I think it's going to go from strength to strength. So it's a good ground floor to get in on this one. And it's got so many zeros. So that's got so much potential to move up. So it's yeah. This is less than
no comment, but I'm going to hold this position for sure.
Yeah, so when this is what Elron had 54 zeros when I first started trading it. So this one's got probably 52 zeros, and it's got so much potential. I don't know. You got to sit there and it's like when you're entering it.
I know you can go horribly wrong when you're putting a trade on as well, especially against BTC. It gets a bit confusing. So
it does. So it's like
get a decimal placed wrong and you're in trouble.
So this is doggy. Elon Musk keeps trying to tweet this out, and he just keeps failing because it's under this strong resistance, and it's just not moving.
I gotta be honest about Elon Musk. I'm actually at a point now where I watched Mark Cuban's interview with CZ yesterday. I'll put a link below to that.
Yeah, I watched that one live. So
yeah, I thought he was just more articulate. I mean, Elon Musk, I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, dude. Yeah, I mean, your tweets just don't they don't excite me anymore. I mean, it's almost become comical, I think. So
yeah, it is. And it's like, he likes to tweet the memes and, obviously he's retweeting all the SpaceX stuff.
He's been moving the market quite clearly. How long that'll continue, I don't know.
Well, it's not continuing. When he's tweeted Dogecoin a few times and it hasn't moved. So, it's under such strong resistance, and they've got so many whales that are just, and there's a lot of big orders on exchanges that are just selling down. And because you do have a lot of trapped people in this coin, it does have a lot of sell pressure on it. So that's something to watch, especially if Elon is like tweeting that. Have a look at the exchanges and understand where the sell orders are. So
maybe understand some of the technology and projects as well, people, instead of being the plaything of a billionaire. Just my opinion. Take it or leave it.
Harsh. Poor Elon.
I'm a bit of a whatever on Elon at the moment with these tweets, to be honest.
This is Uma. So Uma Thurman, no, just Uma. This project I really like, and it's got some really cool sort of stuff happening. It's a really new project, so this is a really new chart. So they do often come back and bite me because they are new patterns. But it has moved quite strongly. It could still correct down to this lower cross support. If it does, I'll be accumulating more. So this cross support is around the 13 sort of 60-ish mark, and then it should continue up. So, quite a strong project. MACD is starting to curve. The RSI has bottomed out in this region. So, possibly we could hold this upper support, which I hope we do, and then continue on. So yeah, this is one to watch, I think, over the next little while. They just have some really cool stuff happening on it. So do your own research, peoples. And I think, and this is my outside trade of like, it's if it opens up. So I don't normally advise to trade on Uniswap, but this is a really, really interesting project. So it's NFTX, which is like, obviously NFTs like, are getting added. Can you hear my dog snoring? Hang on, I can't close that down. That's... Why aren't they? Oh my God. Frozen. Am I frozen? Am I talking? Am I moving?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know why that's... I've got notifications open, and it's saying now that it's just all my pages are unresponsive. Sorry, guys. This is my internet challenge.
Crash.
It's like it crashes all my pages. That would be bad.
I have heard a lot of good things about
if it does actually move. So this is NFTX. It's a wrapped ether pair because it's on Uniswap. I don't think it's anywhere else. It might be on Hotbit actually, but it's hit across support in this region, and it's at about 17 cents at the moment. It may drop down to around the 15-cent mark, but long term, this has some really cool, interesting stuff. So I'll get Sean to put the link because I can't show you because all my pages are frozen. So
if you're mentoring Uniswap projects, Lisa, I have to tell the audience I bought something on Uniswap today called PPAY.
PPAY.
Yeah. Check it out.
So Jim Seymour has said XRP. XRP is at the top of this video. Hang on, let me see if this is, no, unresponsive pages.
Plasma Finance is PPAY, people, if you want to have a look.
It's gonna, my pages are not working.
Oh no. You only covered 70 charts today, Lisa. What's wrong?
I will get you to put the link to the NFTX, and so that everyone can know what it does. It is, I think it's on Uniswap. I think it's on Hotbit. It has some listings that are coming up over the next little bit.
We've actually covered it. We did a look at it on the One BTC and 32 Ethereum show a couple of months back. Actually, I'll dig that show up and put a link as well.
Okay.
I think was that the one Mark Cuban was waxing lyrical about the other day as well.
Yeah, it's a few people are talking about it. So there's a lot of sort of chatter sort of happening around this project and what it's capable of. So I think it's one to sort of look at and, you know, to hang on. Let me see if I
was very impressed with him actually, because he was a bit of a crypto hater for quite a while. But that interview he did with CZ, he clearly understands the space. I mean, he's been a software developer. He understands wide area networking, Cisco, etc. He's had businesses in that space, and he's really wrapped his head around. I thought he spoke extremely well, and he's. You know, I liked his attitude of understanding sort of category winners, the tech, etc. It was a good interview, actually. I think everyone should have a look at that one with CZ. And I like the fact he's a big fan of Polygon. His wallet's been floating around on Twitter, actually, so you can see exactly what's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it actually his wallet? Do we know that?
He actually admitted on the show. He said, that wallet's up there. You can have a look at what I've got. He's bought a few other things which he wouldn't disclose, but he's obviously a big fan of the NFT space, which, as you know, if you follow this channel, we are as well. We're doing a hell of a lot there, and that's in fact one of the team is creating an NFT that we're going to be giving away this week.
Who is Jordan?
Yeah. We got to get him to do one of you, Lisa. You've got your own T-shirt now. You need an NFT for God's sake.
Well, I've got somebody.
I know Jordan's watching, so come on, let's have a Lisa.
Well,
NFT.
I have got somebody that is doing some NFTs of some of my older Bitcoin charts. So, yeah, that is in the process at the moment. So that's a bit exciting. So
very good.
Yeah, there's some very, very cool Bitcoin charts that I did with Arthur Hayes as a whale with the, you know, wheels because he was on a bike at the time. But
like, come on, people! I hate being that YouTuber telling you to smash likes, but I got to do it. Let other people know we're here, and there's a hell of a lot more of you watching than likes. And 4 miserable bastards have disliked the video as well. So.
That's
anyway,
they're probably disliking the video today because my charts keep freezing, and it's like it's driving me nuts. Like with my challenge here with my internet at the moment, with it just being, you know, dug up the other day. So it's very limited, guys. So bear with me. So yeah. So go crypto. Hi Kaz. Hi, JC. Reef is in a downtrend channel, so it's stuck in that at the moment. So I'm not looking at that today. JC, if you want to chart, hit me up on Twitter. What is Mask?
I don't know. Actually, I saw that from Stephen Burns. I'm not sure actually. We'll have a look. Check out our show tomorrow, Stephen. I'll find out what hash mask is.
Yeah, so ICX. Yep, ICX I think is going to have another run up. So with their staking, I think that's going to continue. Tell David I have on my Tumblr page, the chart is still very valid. It has held pattern and looking really, really strong. Yeah.
Barb M, newbie question. Any sense to buy 5 AAVE at the present price? Oh, look, obviously we cannot give you financial advice. You've got to make your own decisions, Barb. But I will tell you that I took a position in AAVE yesterday. I think it's potentially a category winner and a great long-term hold. It's not one that I'm trading on the regular.
We did cover that chart earlier up, and it is one that I hold a 5% position in my portfolio in. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, they did hit the like button. Well done, people. Keep your questions coming before we go. How about Phantom? Did we cover? We covered Phantom, didn't we, tonight, Lisa, or no?
And are we after? No, I haven't covered Phantom. So are we after Phantasma, or what are we after? Which one? Can they let us know?
Phantom.
There's a couple of different ones.
I actually think Mark Cuban may hold Phantom also in his wallet. And Solana, that came on my radar recently. Actually, I'm going to have a look at that from a fundamental point of view in the coming week.
What's the ticker on Phantom? Can they let us know? Because I've got like 3 Phantoms coming up.
One moment. Phantom, where have you gone?
Michael Walker, best exchange in the USA. You guys are very limited to what you can trade because they wrap you in cotton wool. So you have you can trade on Binance USA. Not all of the coins are available there. You can get a lot of these coins on Uniswap if you are in the USA. They are a little bit more expensive. Hey, Coach K. A bear snoring? No, it's my dogs. So there's no bears allowed.
Yeah, geez, Phantom. You should whoever asked that question, you could maybe wanted to have bought that one yesterday.
What's the ticker?
FTM.
All right, hang on. Let's see if I've got FTM. I do have that.
Yeah, and the one I mentioned before is Plasma Finance. It's PPAY. I know a few of the people involved in that, so I'm going to be having a look at that from a fundamental point of view this week.
FTM I've actually had on Twitter. So let me
I'm pretty sure we've looked at it.
We've looked at it many times. So it did a 425% rise from here, and a 1900% rise from last year when we first had it on the show. So if you were a holder of that, so
you did all right.
Yeah. So if we adjust this wave, we've come down. It's had quite a nice bounce in this range, probably with the news that Mark Cuban does hold it. So about 25% rise on that at the moment. So it's a strong project and a strong mover. So it's one that I do regularly have in my bags, and it's, curling up on the MACD, volumes entering, and the RSI still in the neutral zone. So it's still, a really good range. There's a question there about an Axie NFT giveaway. I think.
I'll just tell you what's happening there, people. We've actually got one of the key people from that project doing a live show with us this week, and you definitely want to show up for that because we're giving away both tokens and Axie Infinity teams. So it's been a huge favourite for the people that do our 1 BTC and 32 Ethereum show. So make sure I'll put a link below to that, and also go into the Discord and just register in the giveaway chat there. That way we just take your names, put them in a spreadsheet, and we give away the prizes live, so you can see that there's nothing dodgy going on, having friends win and that type of nonsense. So that's happening in the next few days. And I think we may have a giveaway with Mantra DAO as well in the next couple of days. So make sure you get into the Discord for those people. But it's all done live on those shows. So please check them out.
And don't forget that on BYBIT as well, They do have a trading volume bonus that we are offering as well if you get on BYBIT and you're trading a lot. So.
Yeah, I'm really liking that platform. It's I've been doing it in baby steps. So I always do when it's a bit of new kit. But yeah, I'm really impressed. So we'll see how my 3x long goes.
So, like I explained at the top, 3x. It's like stay to the 3x. It's like everyone starting out probably go 2x or 3x. I'm normally sort of 10 or 20. I'm a bit naughty, but I've been trading for a long bit. So check out my trading view post on how to scalp trade with the 9 and 21 EMAs to the 100 and 200 MA indicators. It's a really, really safe way of trading leverage. If there is a safe way of trading leverage, it works, and you must have a stop loss in the trades. I have a video coming up later tonight that will be added on that, but the breakdown and the trade sort of progression is on TradingView and on Twitter. And highly recommend that you read that, understand it, then sign up with our link to BYBIT and off you go.
Exactly. Yeah, I think my liquidation price is like 31,000 on a 3x at the price I entered at. I'm feeling pretty safe on that. But obviously, I'm sort of moving in and out of trades and maybe changing the leverage, especially based on what Lisa's just told me on the show. Might be a little pullback from that 57 mark.
Yeah, then, a little pullback at that range, and then we'll continue up.
And then on 10x.
It's got 100 times.
Oh, look, if we hit that back down to the low 40s, I'll certainly be playing a higher leverage game at that point, without a doubt.
Yeah, guys, if you like Lisa's show, yes, be like Lisa. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to have some giveaways with some of my Be Like Lisa merchandise too on Twitter. So yeah.
Now, Lisa, someone's asked a really important question here.
Yeah, what's that?
Hey, what's the coin of the week?
I told you, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was Node. It was Whole Network on Huobi.
Was it?
It was.
Oh.
Did you go to sleep when I said that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you call it out.
You just zoned out. You just zoned out. It's like
can everyone tell me whether my brain's going and whether Lisa did in fact call it out as the coin of the week?
I did call it out. You'll be like time stamping this, and it's like this is coin of the week. And I explained that it had already done 300%, but we've got strong consolidation above this channel, and we've got another 250% profits.
Oh man, I don't know if you did call it the coin of the week.
I did call it the coin of the week. You're gonna have to go back.
Darcy's saying yes, she did. Okay, my brain's buggered. Damn it.
Hang on, I'm gonna actually write it on there. Coin of the week.
Wolf is asking me what's the coin of the month. Well, for me, I'm hoping it's for me, it's Polygon.
Yeah, I was going to say it's either MATIC, Polygon, or ADA for me this month.
Yeah, true.
So they are my monthly moon bags. We should have a start of we're going to have monthly moon bags.
Monthly moon bag. I like it.
ADA and MATIC this month.
Okay, everyone's telling me my brain's buggered now, Lisa. You did, in fact, call them.
It's like my internet's buggered, your brain's buggered. So there you go.
Fantastic. So yeah, it's still very bullish. I just maybe want to just throw a comment in there. Obviously, I mentioned earlier that I've reduced my Ethereum bags. Now I'm still massively bullish on that project. That's I'm really talking short term with regards to reducing that slightly. But yeah, I effectively moved it into what I also consider part of the Ethereum ecosystem, being Polygon, just a layer 2. It's going to solve those problems while the miners and the community figure out what the hell is going on there. We've got March 6th looming large. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals around what's happening there really closely again this week. But yeah, Lisa, any closing comments from you?
Well, I just think the overall market is still looking really healthy. It's
Big
still looking
time.
really bullish.
Yeah.
And, this is in the whole scale of things, this pullback on BTC is really minor.
Yeah.
When we're looking at the whole run that we've done from March last year to March now, we've hit 50, 58, 59,000 on BTC. And from under 4,000, so that's massive. And
while we're talking big picture, how funny that the Jamie Dimon, the man who's just shit all over Bitcoin for forever, probably one of the first people, him and Nouriel Roubini, the biggest freaking douchebag in the entire space. But Jamie Dimon's company, JP Morgan, have now on Friday basically said that they are telling their clients, their investors, that 1% stake in Bitcoin is a great inflation hedge, is the way they're putting it. But JP Morgan, that's one of the bigger players out there, total haters of crypto. Now they're telling their clients to buy it.
It's like they've been total haters for such a long time, and then they were doing a JP Morgan coin, and they're now going into Bitcoin. So as we get more and more of these funds and big players going into Bitcoin, for me, this is totally bullish. So, and this market has so much room to grow. It's a tiny market compared to traditionals. So
we just passed Google though last week.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So, that's one small step for mankind or crypto kind.
The liquidity in Bitcoin now is basically leaving gold for dead as well, even though gold's got a higher market cap. You want to go get in there and buy and sell gold. The liquidity you've got in Bitcoin is actually zero.
We're in crypto for the volatility. Everyone is here for the volatility. You don't get that in traditional markets. Well, you do a little bit at the moment because of the stop hunts and everything like that, like GameStop. But that's what we get in Bitcoin, in all of these alts. We get these massive big, 300, 400, 500% moves over.
On that note, Lisa, maybe one thing I wouldn't mind looking at with you next week is some sort of charts comparing the correlations between crypto and the traditional markets. There's been quite a few commentators in the last week that are basically saying, because these capital inflows are primarily institutional driven. I mean, Grayscale's, it was 95% of the money that they've taken on board is purely institutional.
Yeah.
That maybe the correlation between the crypto and the traditional markets could actually be getting tighter, as opposed to that big split that we've always sort of envisaged or wanted from. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a big topic to chat about, so maybe we'll save that one for next week.
I think we'll save that one, and I'll do a little bit more research and see where the markets are at on both. And
it's an important one, isn't it? Because I think we all know that the traditional markets are going to get a kick in the ghoulies at some point.
They're still not. I had some charts up on Twitter because everyone was saying that the S&P and the DJI was struggling, and it's like they still have waves up. So we've got some minor corrections happening on those markets at the moment, but nothing huge at this point. I think they're still going to continue to move. We've had the USA approve more basically handouts. So I think it was a $1,300 or a $1,400 bonus check, whatever. What do they call those when they're giving out the
stimulus?
Yeah, it's a stimulus. Yeah. So those are coming through. So it's basically a COVID cash. So that's what my friend in the US calls them. She calls them COVID cash.
Hey, listen, speaking of traditional markets, I mean, let's get into that in a bit more detail next week. But just really quickly, this is another one I saw this week, that we've got Coinbase is listing on the New York Stock Exchange in a couple of weeks. Now, it's currently trading on secondary markets with an implied value of $100 billion, up 60% in the last month. Now, should it list at those sort of prices, that's going to give it the same value as Goldman Sachs and BlackRock, BlackRock's got the most AUM, assets under management, of any company in the world. And if you don't know who those two companies, to put it in perspective, it would make it bigger than any European bank. So this is the place where everyone goes and buys their crypto. That's huge. So what does that tell you about where we're heading here?
When you're talking about Coinbase, though, they're global. So, you know, I'm not a huge fan. They don't have the facilities that I like.
I think they're crap. They never reply to
high fees, really high fees. Yeah. So I think there's better exchanges out there, but a lot of people...
I'm not promoting them. I'm just saying they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange at that valuation. I don't like the service at all.
Well, it just says what's happening in crypto is massive. If you ask me if that's what's happening and that's where they're listing, it's like, this is massive.
They can't even answer emails yet. They've got that valuation. Imagine if they were organized.
Exactly. So there we go, guys. I've got more alerts.
Well, Lisa, I think we'll let you get back to your alerts. You've certainly
moving averages going off on BTC. So
you've cleared up my thinking on how I'll be trading on BYBIT. Once again, use that link if you are a trader, people. That helps us out. And yeah, we'll see you next Monday. Any parting comments or thoughts?
So we are getting that dip that I did talk about at the beginning of the show on BTC, just to retest those regions, and then we should continue up. So that is just happening right now. Nothing to worry about.
Okay, I gotta go.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm bumping up that leverage if we go any lower into the 40s, that's for sure.
Yeah, like Coach K just said, my parting thought is be like Lisa, and if you can't be like Lisa, at least trade like Lisa. So there was one of the guys said that he was trying so hard to be like Lisa, and then he put up a photo of Iggy Pop, and it's the funniest post ever. So
I saw that.
Oh, it's so funny. Gold. So yeah. Like
I do like our audience. You're a great lot, actually. We haven't had too many dickheads show up at all. So, you're all very welcome.
I'm loving my Be Like Lisa stuff. So it's like, yeah, thank you.
I'm going to give you my address. You've got to send me one, Lisa.
Yeah, only if you wear it next week.
I will.
Okay.
All right, everybody, you know where to find Lisa on Twitter for these daily updates. Obviously, it is just a weekly trading show, so you need to keep up to date with how the market moves. Things do change. So links below if you don't know how to contact either of us.
Congratulations to Coach K on his new job too. He was telling me, like, I've known him in crypto forever. So he was in my Discord with Coin Runners, I think, as well. So so he's just got a new job, and he's going back on the front line, police. So yeah, exciting times for him.
There we go. Well done on the new job.
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that, but I just did. He's probably going to kill me now.
As long as he's not undercover, he'll be fine. Okay, everybody. We hope you learned something today and enjoyed yourselves. We do enjoy making this content for you.
Sorry, Coach K.
Smash the like before you go, people, for us. We appreciate that, and we'll see you all next Monday or on Twitter in about 10 minutes.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay. See you later, everyone. Thanks for watching.